The first trap that we come across is the preparation starts tomorrow trap. Kal kare so aaj kare so ab. I know this topic, so I need not revise. We are too preoccupied with perfection. We want to make that perfect note which has every detail mentioned into it. One mock test will decide my life. Yes, this mentality is what prevents, in fact, students from appearing from the box. Regular tests students do not write because first, they never feel that their preparation is complete. We should all keep in mind that even till the D-Day, when you are going to write your UPSC mains or appearing for UPSC interview or you are appearing for UPSC prelims, on that very day, just before the paper arrives, till that time you will feel that the preparation was incomplete. We find the students in is that they are more preoccupied with their comfort zone subject. So if a subject like history I like, I will dwell on history preparation as if I were to do my master's or my PhD in history. What are the counter strategies to avoid this trap, and what are the strategies we should rather go for? Hello, my dear students. Today we are here to discuss the traps that curtail our preparation, that curtail our chances of success. We all know, we all discuss what to do, but while doing what is required, many a times we fall short, or many a times we fall in the trap of starting to doing something which might in fact check our chances of success. Yes, so what are those 5 traps that every UPSC aspirant must avoid? Yes, why? Because they quietly destroy our preparation, they quietly destroy our chance of success. So let's see what are these traps. The first trap that we come across is the preparation starts tomorrow trap. It is a very, very familiar trap. We all like to procrastinate. We all try to shift the burden or the responsibility to act to another day. We say, let's not do it today, let's make the timetable, let's come out with the strategy, let us plan, but we will start taking the step from tomorrow morning maybe. But the problem is that morning never comes. Yes, and why do one get caught in this trap? Because the planning releases dopamine, but action requires or causes a discomfort. Yes, and the brain, of course, prefers the dopamine, the happy hormone, instead. Yes, it is in this context, even the Bhakti saint Kabir, the poet Kabir, reminded us, warned us through his couplets. He said, काल करे सो आज करे सो अब पल में पढ़ ले आएगी बहुरी करोगो कब. Yes, so he said, whatever you plan to do tomorrow, do today, and what you plan to do today, do now. Pal mein pad le aayegi. That means at any time there might be disaster, there might be a catastrophe. When will you do? If there is a catastrophe, you will not be able to execute your action. Yes, so what is required is that we take control of the present, we take control of the moment and start acting and avoid this trap of the preparation starts tomorrow. The next very familiar trap again is I know this. I already know this. I know this topic, so I need not revise. But does it suffice? Is it okay? No, because UPSC will ask you questions from the nitty-gritties of the topic. It would require you to know the topic in great detail. Yes, it would require you to remember and recall what you have studied long back. Yes, so given the width of the subject, we need to go for repeated revision to keep that information intact with us. Yes, and this trap generally happens because our brain mistakes familiarity with mastery. Yes, We are familiar, we know anti-defection law, but do we know the details of anti-defection law? Yes, so that is the requirement. The notes must be perfect trap. The third trap is that we are too preoccupied with perfection. We want to make that perfect note which has every detail mentioned into it. Yes, so it is descriptive, analytical, does a critical analysis. There are views of scholars incorporated. Yes, we are in search of that perfect note and we want to make that perfect note. But perfection is elusive. Perfection is an utopia. Yes, so we should not be caught up in this race of perfection. Yes, rather we should start making progress. Yes, start revising, reading the notes, maybe you use those notes to go for answer writing, solving MCQs, etc. Yes, and why does this trap happens? Because when we are trying to perfect our notes, it seems that we are making progress. Yes, many students would also try to beautify that note. So it seems that we are making progress, we are sitting with our notebook and working on it, but in reality it is only a technique, another technique of procrastination. It is keeping us in our comfort zone and not pushing us out of our comfort zone. Yes, we do not want to take any action that will change the status quo. The fourth trap that students find themselves in, that one mock test will decide my life. Yes, this mentality is what prevents, in fact, students from appearing from the mocks. Regular tests students do not write because first, they never feel that their preparation is complete. We should all keep in mind that even till the D-Day, when you are going to write your UPSC mains or appearing for UPSC interview or you are appearing for UPSC prelims, on that very day, just before the paper arrives, till that time you will feel that the preparation was incomplete. Yes, so there is never a day that is going to come when you will feel that the preparation is complete. That is the nature of this examination. Yes, so students think that they need to complete their preparation before appearing for mocks, and it is a complete misnomer. Yes, one attitude is that, and second attitude, we give a lot of weightage to a mock. We don't look at mock as we should. We don't see a mock as a feedback mechanism. Rather, we are too emotionally attached with the outcome. So we go endless preparation. Then if the mock result is very good, we become very complacent. We are very happy. We would like to celebrate. And in case the mock results are not good, then we get into a sort of depression. We become anxious. Yes, either of the two should be avoided. It is simply a means to evaluate myself, to tell me in which areas I have made progress and what are the areas where I am lacking in progress, where I need to put in more efforts. Yes, so with the right attitude towards mock, we should engage in rather giving several such mocks so as to polish our preparation. And the last trap that we find students in is that they are more preoccupied with their comfort zone subject. So if a subject like history I like, I will dwell on history preparation as if I were to do my master's or my PhD in history. Yes, what is required is not settling down with our comfort subject. We need to go for overall preparation across subjects. Yes, so a subject which I find difficult today, but if I invest time and effort, tomorrow I might find myself to be more comfortable in it. While not ignoring your comfort subject, you need to put in the effort for the subjects in which you lack that mastery, or you find you find it difficult to pick up those subjects. Yes, so let's avoid this trap, the comfort zone subjects only trap. Fine. Now, what are the counter strategies? Yes, so what are the counter strategies to avoid this trap, and what are the strategies we should rather go for? Yes, let's re-remind ourselves what is that we are expected to and we should do to secure ourselves a rank in civil services examination. Rule number 1, start small, start today. Yes, so it is the strategy for life. And start small. Do not wait for that big moment, that big arrival, that right moment when my entire preparation is complete. Then I'll go and appear for mock. Start today, start small. Yes, so be it with respect to your health, be it with respect to your education, or be it with respect to your career ventures. What is required is that we start to take action, howsoever small that might be feasible at this moment. Yes, so motion creates momentum and momentum creates progress. Let us remind ourselves it is motion which creates momentum and momentum creates progress. Yes, then rule of revision. Yes, more revisions than maybe reading. Yes, so the point is that we do not spread ourselves over several material, not referring to multiple sources, rather consolidating the source that we have read through multiple revisions. That is the key to success. One reading means nothing in UPSC. It is multiple revisions which will empower you to do well in your exam. Rule number 3 is utility notes only. So let us not go for beautification of our notes. Let us not try and endeavor for that perfect set of notes. Rather, let's make notes which are going to be helpful to us. And what are the features of utility notes? It should be short, it should be crisp, it should be modular, and it should be revision friendly. So we need not copy the books into our notebook. Rather, we need to make short, crisp, modular. When a modular, what do you mean by modular? Which you can carry around. Yes, and which is revision friendly. Through those notes, you should be able to repeatedly revise your subject in a short period of time. Fine. The 4th rule is weekly mock ritual. So what is required is that every week we appear for a mock, or every fortnight we appear for a mock, whatever you decide. Every alternate day in the evening you sit with 50 MCQs, or maybe every night you sit with those 20 MCQs. Now whatever it is, it has to be regularly done. That is the point. Yes, let us not avoid the tests, let us not avoid the test series. What is required is that we constantly evaluate ourselves and give ourselves that feedback. Because mind you all, this feedback is what motivates us to study, which tells us that are we preparing in the right direction, or have we gone haywire with our preparation. Yes, so if we want to know that we are in the right direction of preparation and that we are making progress, yes, these are the areas where I excel and these are the areas of my weakness, it helps you strategize as well for your examination. Yes, so to secure all this, we need to make it a habit to regularly go for mocks, and let us have a schedule for it. That is the point. Yes, and a rule of 50% competence in all subjects. As we were talking earlier, students tend to dwell more on their subjects of comfort zone, or maybe one subject we pick up and we try to acquire mastery over it. But that is not required. UPSC does not require expertise in one particular subject. Rather, it requires us to be jack of all subjects and a jack of all trades. Therefore, what is required is a balanced preparation, and not a preparation which is concentrated on around one or two subjects. Yes, so please do not ignore your subjects, your topics, your papers. Go for a well balanced approach, and only then we can try and achieve success in this exam. Yes, please let us remember this small mantra: slow is steady and steady is fast. Yes, please repeat it after me. Slow is steady and steady is fast. So that is the strategy, that is the way we want to go with our preparation. We do not want to run out of fuel after 10 days, after 15 days. We want, it is a marathon. We want to be in it for 1 year or 2 year or whatever time is required, 1.5 year of concerted preparation. Yes, for us to do so, we need to have a clear schedule that we will follow on a daily basis. Yes, and we will avoid the above mentioned traps and try to follow the strategies that have been, the counter strategies that have been suggested. With this, all the very best. I hope all of you achieve whatever you endeavor for. Yes, whatever you set your mind to, I hope you all are able to achieve the same. All the very best, and thank you.